What's up? This is Ronnie coming to you today. Just bringing you been getting a lot of questions on when did I know it was time to rent a warehouse, some expenses to go with having a warehouse, so on and so forth. So I figured I'd make a video. I figured it would be a little better, easier than answering questions. I might leave something out. I scribble some stuff on a piece of paper because I just wanted to really dig into it a little bit and talk about my experience. Why? Probably we've been doing this probably around 3 years, a little longer probably. And about 2 years in, we realized when we were at the house, it was just not going to cut it anymore. We have a two-bedroom condo. It's 1,100 square feet, and we have a lot of friends come in the summertime, family come. So and they use a spare bedroom, which we had all our stuff. So we actually moved the stuff out of there. We rented a 10 by 10 storage unit. That literally lasted maybe 4 months. Never liked it. Never liked the setup. I just there was nothing I liked about it. So we were looking for a warehouse for a little while, and truth be told, it's hard to find a smaller warehouse. It's hard to find something in that, I would say, 500 to maybe 1,500, 2,000 square feet. It's really hard. A lot of them are not broken off. They're huge, massive places, 10,000, 8,000 square feet. And you don't need that. We have 1,100 square feet. It took us a little while, and there's some pros and cons that I'll get into about that. And we went kind of more on price and location. It's very close to our house. That was a plus. Rent's cheap, $750. Most rents by us were over $1,000, if not close to $1,500 for about the same kind of space. But there's no air conditioning. Heat did not work for a while in the winter. We finally got around to getting that working. So that was an issue in itself. There's no bathroom in our unit, but there is a bathroom. If we go outside and go down a few doors, there is a bathroom. So, there's a little inconvenience, but it's not really that different. We did look at office spaces. They did not really fit the build, as most of them are small, like 400 or 500 square feet. So, trying to make it happen there just didn't work. Up and down stairs, and having it on one floor, we have a huge roll-up door, so we could take in bigger things or whatnot, and we have a space to grow into, that which very important. Right now, I would think right now more than ever is a great time to work for yourself in doing this. If you have the drive and the motivation, online sales is, a really good thing right now, and probably will be for the next 5 or 10 years. After that, I really don't know. I eventually guess retailers will find a way to close gaps, make FBA maybe a little harder. Maybe it won't. Just my prediction on that. Thrift stores, yard sales are getting harder to source from. You hear all the time. So you never know where everything's going to go. Biggest thing was getting stuff out of the house. Kind of really made it feel like we actually had to work now. We have a nice setup. We have everything. It could be a little better, but for us, it works. And it works really good. It's organized. Get stuff in, get stuff out. If you're going to get a warehouse, you got to treat it like a real job. That's the thing. Get out, get motivated, go there. I try to be here, within a certain time. Usually I go home 5, 6 o'clock. I come in, between 8 and 10 and get stuff done. Depends on the day, depends on what I got to do, depends on the shipping, what I got to list. Some days I come in just to do shipping and then I leave and that's it for the day. I think it was, our sales have went up I was trying for the longest time just to get to 10,000 on eBay, and it just took forever to get there. And no matter what I did, it didn't seem like it was going to happen. And then as soon as we got the warehouse, the first month we actually hit 10,000 in sales on eBay, and then we did it September, October, November. December, we were kind of away most of that month in Florida, and we were also in Dominican Republic. Looking at the thing right now. Then we sales kind of sunk down a little bit because we sold about 25% of our inventory. Winter was real hard here if you lived here. So, I mean, sourcing kind of came to a slowdown, no yard sales, no estate sales. There's a lot of time I was snowed in for a few days. I think there's pictures on my Facebook page of snow being up, 5-6 feet. It got kind of crazy at times. But I mean, I love it. It's kind of fun and interesting. I actually got a SUV now to combat some of that stuff, so we can actually go out in certain days because Camry is just not good in snow. Make a long story short, March we got back. We did our best month ever at 12,500 on eBay. Then we got accepted back on Amazon, so we kind of focus a little bit on both. I'm kind of trying to find a balance of both right now. April was 11,000. May and June were like high 8,000, 8,800, 8,800. But we've been doing more on Amazon. We've been doing about 5,000 consistently since April. So just trying to find a balance. Again, I'm trying to find more retail, online arbitrage, kind of, so I can focus a little more better on eBay without spending a few days going to all over the place trying to find and source stuff. But as soon as we got into the warehouse, our business kind of took control of itself and kind of increased itself. And I think you put more effort into it, more ability. We've been here about 10 months right now. Just for instance, like last year, our total sales for last year were $109,000. I just looked down. It was almost 110. It was like 109, like 800 or something. And this year already, we're already almost 81,000. So having the warehouse does help us. I mean, will it help everybody? I don't know. It depends on your situation. It depends on your motivational. It depends. There's so many factors. I would try to, our expense, our warehouse is about 10% of our expense, or was. Now it's even less because we've been getting into doing 13 and 14 a month. So, I mean, break down the warehouse at $750 a month. 30 to 150 with the electric, depends if we're using the heat like in the winter. We were gonna hook up an air conditioning here, but I really didn't feel like dealing with it, just for the office. And then we have the business internet. So I swear to God, it's no different than the shit at the house. But that's about $100 a month. So I mean, give or take, it's probably in the neighborhood of like $900 to $1,000 a month. It's one expense actually in the future I actually look at cutting out, probably is the warehouse. And I'll probably get back to that in a minute. Yeah, I mean, you got to look at your long haul. What do you plan on doing in the future? And, do you see it viable? I would not jump into anything, but, if you could keep it, I think at 10% of what you're doing for your business, if you're doing 5,000, try to budget maybe 5,000-6,000 for a warehouse or so on and so forth. I think is a good amount. You kind of don't want to, handcuff yourself into that, I know my wife loved it because we got stuff out of the house. We really haven't gotten to much bigger things as I thought we would. still pass stuff by all the time. I just don't care for larger and bigger things. But you know, my future is always going to be one form or another reselling, either if it's reselling cars or reselling vintage advertising, stuff that I'm maybe kind of leaning towards where we're building in the future. I love clothing, makes a good living for us, but you know, I don't know if that's going to be where we're going to be 2 or 3 years down the line. It's you move and you progress and you go on to other things eventually, I guess. You know, just try to stay ahead of the curve, more so. But you know, always going to be reselling. I mean, I'm not going to try to sell anybody on stock market or this or that. You know, I mean, it's not the place for that. You know, you come here to learn about reselling and tips and stuff like that. So that's what basically, you know, where we're at. I mean, I hope I helped everybody's questions. I hope it makes sense when you're looking back at this. If you're catching this video for the first time, I have down below, if you click on my name, you can see some other videos we have of including what our warehouse space looks like, and you can actually see it over a few different times of seeing how we progressed and how we have changed things around to better work and systems that we have in place. You know, I think in the future, though, as we look for a house, I'm trying to find a house with a big enough space to where we could have the business at home, like a barn or like my parents have a 4-car garage. I think that would be a very nice space. So that way you wouldn't have to deal with that expense. At least I look at it, because I look at how I can save money. You know, Amazon's helped me pay off almost a few more months. I'll be paid off with both my vehicles. Even though I just picked one up this year, I mean, it wasn't very much. It was a used vehicle, but I should be done with paying off both my vehicles. I will actually save, not having a vehicle, not having a car payment, and not having the warehouse. I'll actually save probably in the neighborhood of like $2,000 a month. And just doing that, so when we go to look for a house, we have no debt. The only debt we'll have is when we acquire a new house. So just look at that. Trying to find a bigger space. Probably gonna have to move from the Cape. I'm okay with that. You know, just as long as some water somewhere close by, if it's a lake, stream, river, whatever. So that's kind of what's going on. So, well, it's getting late, boys and girls. Few hours away, we'll be on the Golden Finger Pickers channel, Resellers Pulse. I do that show with Chad Pagel, and we have tonight's guest on Craigslist killer. Craigslist Pete. We have Pete. Craigslist picker. Oh man, why am I running a blank on his name right now? I know it's Craigslist something. But like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Have a good day, everybody.